Hey, Peter and partner. This is Joe, Jag Digital Services. Wanted you to see that the account was paused. When I got the text message, I relayed it to a team member and they went and paused it for me. So the activations is paused. I got your message about 1 out of 10 and it's a waste of money. This is since the ad started, you had 252 real calls that was tracked to that number. And if you're 1 out of 10, that's still 25 activations at $80 a pop. You made 2,000. Clicks is 325. That's a very high ratio, clicks to real phone calls. Click-through rate's 230. You want to be around, you want to be above twos, and between 2.5, 3.5 are the optimum. It was well on its way, but with all the start, stop, and especially the stub in the toe of, the dang payment not going through, that kind of just really disrupted things. Now, previously when the campaign first took off, he said you had calls for all kinds of stuff. We were doing negative keywords where anything that had to do with support. But look at some of these keywords. Roku TV, right? 1,000 Roku, Roku Calm link, right? Roku activation, Roku period. So if somebody's calling about Roku and they want to activate their Pluto TV, you get that with Roku unless you buy a smart TV. That's probably an opportunity, so I don't know how well your people were good at it. If they're just expecting lay down, just turn on my activation of Roku, then yeah, that's a pretty small target. We can get it, but it's going to cost you money because you have a bunch of people, including yourself, buying leads or whatever, partnering with other people that are doing the same thing. You just made yourself spend more money unnecessarily. But hey, it's a search campaign. Search campaigns are more expensive. The CPC was $3 or $4 when we started out. That's a click-through rate, but it got down to I had actually down to $2.30 one day, and it should have got down to around a buck, buck and a quarter on a standard search once it's built its maturity in searching. But with the stop and start, the payment, the changes, you know, I think we jacked it up. We never really done one that fast as within a few days of it really getting live, and then things happening like that. But that's okay. So there it is. You can see your performance. With some retailers, you're up there 96%, 96.42% at the top of the page. Think about that. So that tells you that the campaign was strong as garlic. Most of your stuff was coming from California, Texas, some from Seattle, the Washington area, and then a lot on the Eastern Seaboard, quite a bit, over here. I just did United States because of the budget, but what happened was I lowered your budget to 200 from 300, and we switched it to conversions, and we wanted to do that, right? But it's a search campaign, unlike your other campaign where you say you're getting at 20 to 90 cents. Yeah, 20 to 90 cents is this kind of campaign, which is a new one that I built, and it's called Display. And I did put it at 300, but it's still learning, and you can see there's 5 days left, right? Don't know what happened besides the payment didn't go through here, and then the changes that I had applied should not have tricked it into a long-term learning phase. All I did was go down from 300 to 200, and we switch it from clicks to conversions, which is standard. It's not anything weird or major change. They'll typically say bidding strategy changes will cause it to learn. We see them come back, in 24 hours, right? Not that it's waiting 5 freaking days. This thing was built, and shot out, and I was told on a call last week that it should be up and going. But anyway, you see what's happened here. I will tell you, one of the concerns they had was the old account and the other accounts that your email is tied to, Peter. I know you can just plead the fifth and say I don't know what happened, but the other Google account that you shared with me was canceled because and actually locked up. I can't do anything with it because of suspicious payment activity. What the heck does that mean? Well, something fishy or weird with the payments and the card, and which card it was and all that. So only you guys know that answer. It had nothing to do with the campaigns. Now the ads weren't going to perform as well for you. It would have cost you more money, because they were using the Roku name in the ads, right? When you go to the ads, okay, I'm giving you a lot of good information here. When you go to the ads, you got to keep the Roku thing off of there. When you're doing images, you go to your disclaimer. But when you do a search campaign, and you can see these were call campaigns, right? Okay, there's nothing that says Roku here because you can't do that. It's going to minimize your effort in that campaign. But when you go to keywords, okay, we're going to buy Roku all day long because that's where the traffic is, right? Anyway, appreciate you guys. Let me show you Lead It. We'll just wait for this other one, and you can do what you need to do until whatever the other one comes up. Excuse me. So advertisers, Lead It. I did have a chat with them. They don't really have a real good number to call. So we'll say that we are a direct advertiser. We need a website, so that's why I asked about a domain. They're going to look at your website and your setup, see if they like it. We can say US and Canada. We need an email, Skype account, Telegram, because obviously, you know, they're over there. And a description of what we're offering. They already have a mail enhancement product, and they may not want more than one, but then you send your request. When you give them this information, they look into what you got set up. If they like it, they're going to call you back and give us a quote. If they already have too many of those, they'll send us an email and let us know, thanks, but you know, those spots have been filled. But they don't even offer you a quote or acceptance into their program, into their network, unless they like your deal. And I've got to be able to provide that. I tried to send it without a website, and it doesn't go. Okay, so that's how Lead It works. I think you would get a bunch of business out of it because it looks like the way they're doing things gets a nice, pretty good sized audience globally. So I think this would be a good deal, but I don't even know how much it is until they say, hey, we like what you're doing. Let's talk about it. That's how that works. Thanks a lot, guys.